talk about the steps that need to be followed by the admin once he's added into the organization in the Spintly web portal. So firstly, he would have to log into his Spintly account by typing smartaccessspintly.com into the web browser or by directly logging in from the Spintly website. This is the page that would open once he logs in, and he would be able to see the system statistics, that is the total number of users that are there in your organization, and the access barriers, that is the doors across which you have installed the Spindly units. In recent access history, you'd see the recent accesses that have occurred in the organization. Now, since I've just been added into this organization, there are no transactions that are found. So same would go for you because you also have just been added into the organization. Then in today's attendance, it would just give you a gist of the attendance for that particular day. Then the first thing that you'd have to do is you'd have to go to organization settings, and under general settings you can write the name of your organization, the location, the email, the general email address of your organization, and the phone number, and then save changes. And also you can add a logo, that is the logo of your organization. Next, we have the attendance settings. Now under attendance settings, you would be able to see the shifts that are available in your organization. Now by default, we have the general shift that is created. So the start time and the end time would be specified as 9:30 and to 6, and you can always edit these settings. Um, Kindly note that we have a detailed walkthrough of all these features in other videos that have already been created. So if you want to know how to use this, please check out those videos. This is just a general basic walkthrough for what has to be done by the admin of the organization once he signs up for Spintly. He can then create the other shifts that are there in your organization. So then users could be added to each shift accordingly. So you'd have to type in the shift name and all these details and then say save, and you'd have the other shift that would be created. Next, we have the access type settings. Now in access type settings, you can there are different levels that are available. These levels are available to you for click to access. That is the button that is available on your app. So if you select the range, if like level 2, level 1, whichever range, the button will work in that range. So right now I've selected level 2. So the people in the organization would by default have level 2. But if you want to change the level for any user, you'd have to go to each user personally and do it. As I said, there are videos available for this as well. So please check it out. If you enable the click to access plus proximity in this checkbox, you'll be enabling the proximity for the users in the organization. Now here we have a button called push to all users. So if you click on this button, all these settings, that is level 2 and the proximity, gets pushed to all the users that are there in your organization. Also, you need to enable the remote access so that you can go to each user personally, individually, and enable their remote access. If it is enabled over here, you will not be able to enable it in each user. Then you say save changes. Next, you go to Great HR settings. Now Great HR settings, you'd have to type in the URL and all these details. These details would have to be filled only if you opt for the Great HR payroll software package. Next, we have leave management. Now in leave management, the first thing that you would have to do is select whether your organization functions on a financial year or a calendar year, and then you can go ahead and add leaves in your organization as well as holidays. Next, the next thing that the admin of the organization would have to do is he'd have to add users into the organization. So you'd have to go to users, then click on this button, and you'd have to specify the name of the user, the email address, the phone number, employee code. If there is no employee code, you can leave it blank. Then you have to choose the role, whether the person you want the person to be an end user in the organization or an admin, uh, and whether you want to enable his mobile access or disable it, and then you'll have to select the barriers across which he has permissions, and then say save changes and add the user into the organization. You can also add users in bulk, that is by clicking on this button. You'll have to upload a CSV file. So they will tell you what are the mandatory columns. So that is the name and the phone number, and email and employee code are optional. So you can say browse files, and then or you could drag and drop your CSV file, and then you have something called as the header mapping, and you can then select the access barriers, and then you add your users. So these are the things that the admin of the organization needs to do once he signs up for the Spintly app. If you have any difficulties or have any questions, please feel free to write to us at support@spintly.com, and we will get back to you as soon as we can.